With example 12, you'll notice again that we have multiple logarithms on one side, and so our isolation first step requires us to condense them together. This time condensing will involve division since it was the subtraction of two logarithms. Once we have it condensed, we again might need to remind ourselves that there's an invisible base e down here by the logarithm symbol, and we can rewrite it. So e to the first will equal x over x minus 2. And once again, at this time, we're really done with the pre-calc piece of this problem. Everything from here on out is used for algebra solving. So I'm going to go ahead and put this over 1 so that I can basically cross multiply this proportion. You can also basically multiply both sides by x minus 2 to get rid of the fraction. So I'm going to have x minus 2 times e, and I'm going to have 1 times x. Now whenever I have an equation that has x's on both sides, I would like to get all the x's together, but hopefully not have a fraction. So I'm going to distribute this first so that that x can be a little more loose, and I no longer need to write the 1. I'm going to put all the x's on the left, so the e to the x stays positive, and this x becomes negative. And I'm going to move this 2e, because it's really just a number, to the other side, making it positive. Now these x's, if it said 3x minus x, I would be able to subtract them, because they'd be like terms. And they are like terms, but since e is kind of a unique number, we're going to basically actually factor the x out so that we have the x almost, I should say, completely loose. So our next to last step is to divide both sides by the number that's being multiplied by x, and so that number is kind of a fancy number because it's e minus 1, but it nonetheless represents what we need to divide by. So our answer is x equals 2e divided by e minus 1. That's our exact answer. And then we're going to need to grab our calculators to do our approximation as well. So if I bring my calculator screen back into view, I can choose to use the e that is above the division symbol since I don't need to raise it to any power. And I do want to make sure that I'm dividing by all of e minus 1. So I'm going to use parentheses there and get my approximation of 3.164.